Struggling to breathe. I was sweating. The reason why I rang an ambulance is because I thought I was going to die. I know it sounds dramatic. But yeah, I did have other symptoms. I had nausea. I had vomit. I had vomiting weakness for 2 days. But because that was a part of chemotherapy, I didn't worry about those symptoms. I would normally have symptoms like that. It would take a few days for them to settle. But this time, I don't know what happened. My vision went funny and so did the room. Okay, I struggled to get oxygen in, and my whole head and face in the room, I felt like disconnected from my body, and my head was heavy. I was sweating and all I could hear was my heart, and the room was going fuzzy. It is very, 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 very frightening thing to happen, because I thought, as dramatic as it sounds, I thought that was my last days. The ambulance men did come, a paramedic came. He tried a few times to get a vein, because he believed I may have sepsis, and he wanted to give me antibiotics right away, but they were unable to get a vein anywhere on the arm. So they brought me onto the ambulance, and they were able to say there and then that there seems to be some kind of infection in the body. And then they took me into A&E, different antibiotics to take. They did that 5 times a day for 2 days, and then reduced it down for the other 4 days, down to 4 times a day. And they said the reason why I felt so bad that time is because my blood pressure actually dropped. It went low. So that was the cause of why I had that sensation. And why I was struggling to breathe was because of the pneumonia in my lung. For anyone that doesn't know, I was diagnosed with stage 3 cancer in May 2023. And I had chemotherapy 3 times a month, 12 rounds. And it left me very ill, very sick. I had nosebleeds, migraines, nausea, diarrhea. I couldn't be around any light. Daylight, I'd have to wear sunglasses. I couldn't be around any cooked foods. A lot of times I felt weak. I couldn't get up and down steps. I was struggling to open doors, stand in queues. So my whole day-to-day life was difficult. I did need to have support there. Someone to help me with cleaning, to help to cook meals for me, to go and get shopping for me. I was admitted to hospital 5 times for pneumonia, blood transfusion, chest infections, other infections. I was in isolation. I was in a room for 4 days. I had to go to the toilet in a commode and wash out of a basin because I couldn't use the toilets on the ward with other patients. I had to be separate from other patients because they believe I had an infection at the time that could spread. Tried the hospital again with problems with my liver disease, brought in with gallbladder. They said they have to remove my gallbladder, and I was brought in with gastritis, which is inflamed red stomach inside. I had an infection inside that also needed to be treated. I had radiation, 21 rounds of radiation every day. I had to stay up in Dublin for that, so I was away from home. That was done over Christmas. I had surgery on. I was in this step down care. It's like a nursing home setting. I was there for 5 weeks, and I was very tired a lot of the time, but I couldn't sleep. I had insomnia, so I was getting around three, maybe 4 hours sleep a night, and the rest of the time I was awake, and I was very weak. I was struggling with hygiene, with moving around. A lot of time I was in a lot of pain from shoulders down to my feet. I know some people that has cancer, or that has gone through cancer, and they tell me that chemotherapy left them tired. But other than that, they didn't have any nosebleeds, they didn't have any migraines, they didn't have any constipation, diarrhea, they didn't have any mobility problems. So it just all depends on how chemotherapy affects it's an individual thing, how it affects each person's body, and it's different on each person. My platelets were quite low, my immune system, my white cells were low, and my neutrophils were low. It's just all my blood count was very low. I couldn't get out of bed. I'd be in a lot of pain, shooting pains I'd be getting in my breast. I would look for support then. But I get, some people have support, other people don't, from family and friends. I did have Francis. Francis has been very good, although it seems to be, it's left just on Francis, so I do feel guilty about it. I don't like Francis to be doing everything. I do try my best to be independent, but I do need his help. And he has come to all my chemotherapy appointments, and he's helped me out with taking me shopping and keeping the house clean, and helping me when I'm sick, helping me to get my medication, and being there for me emotionally. On your bad days, it's nice to have someone there that you know, and that they're not going to be judgmental. Love and thought, like love and support. And people maybe have misunderstood that, and they said it's in thoughts and prayers, or love yourself, or be strong, be positive, don't think negative, live your life to the full. But that's all easy said than done. I already feel guilty enough about not living my life to the full, because I know I've been given a second chance by God to live my life, and I'm feeling guilty. I know I feel I should be doing something big, but at the moment I'm just doing the basic things, day-to-day things, to get me through pressure. And people telling me to live your life to the full, be positive and all this. I'm doing my best in the situation,